Hello and welcome to BBC Young Reporter, Broadway School. Our stories today include the canine cancer cure, potential dangers of social media, and our top story, Endangered Species. First of all, Laura is prowling the urban jungle, but the matters discussed stretch far beyond the regions of Broadway School.
Hello, I'm here to talk to you about a very pressing matter, endangered species. However, perhaps not in the way you've heard it before. This subject has been so thoroughly canvassed, both in the news and out of it, that it has become something of background noise. Our ignorance, however, does nothing to cease the relentless harm which we inflict on the natural world around us. It is just as real, just as urgent, and just as shocking as it was when it was first brought to light.
Yes.
Yes.
These aren't real animals, and yet you've heard of them. So tell me, have you heard of a real animal, an endangered one? Have you heard of the vaquita? We won't blame you if you haven't. It's not surprising, seeing as there are less than 30 left in the world, and you're not the only one who has no idea they exist.
No.
No.
No?
They are dolphin-like porpoise that are about 1.2 to 1.5 metres in length. They are not social animals and keep themselves to themselves. Why are the vaquita going extinct? It's because fishermen have been setting up illegal gill nets, nets that span from the sea floor vertically upwards for some 1 to 2 miles along the seabed. However, not all hope is lost, as there are some charities like Viva Vaquita Charity and the Porpoise Conservation Society that are still here in aid of the vaquita. Rhinos have been quite well discussed in the news of late. However, many people are unaware that the situation has deteriorated quickly. There are 5 species of rhino, none of which are ranked below vulnerable on the ICUN endangered status. As you are probably aware, they are being poached for their horns, which are made of keratin. However, did you know that the keratin is actually the protein that is also in our hair and fingernails? Surely driving this creature to extinction for a substance that we already have at our fingertips, literally, is a grave injustice.
A couple of hundreds.
Under 100, maybe.
About 100?
Less than 100?
Would you be surprised to hear that it's actually only 2?
2?
And they're both females?
No, I wouldn't. It's shocking.
Sudan, the only male northern white rhino left in the world, died on March 19th, 2018, leaving 2 female. We need to stop before we wipe out every life except our own.
Thank you, Laura. Next, Isabella is tackling another deep issue that relates to the teenagers of social media and how it affects their mental health. Over to you.
Hello, I am Charlotte, and as you can see, every school has a school health nurse who is here to support you. Let's see what people think. Cut to the interviews with Isabella.
Hi Nella. Does social media affect your mood in the day?
If I'm watching a sad video, then obviously I'll be sad. But if I've seen something happy or I've watched something happy, it'll lift my mood.
Do you think as an individual, social media affects your mental health?
Not me personally, but there are people out there, and I think, for example, the world record egg, it uses its fame to help people who need to improve their mental health.
Do you befriend people that you don't know?
I do, but it's like people that go, because this school is so big, I befriend people I've never met in this school.
Have you heard about the Instagram egg and what's your views on it?
I've heard of it on the news. I mean, I don't really think it's bad, but it's not good either. It's just something that people want to get likes on.
And Sophie, what are your views on it?
I just think it's someone trying to have a bit of fun and there's nothing wrong with it.
Now off to an interview with Mara and Miss Larson.
Do you think, as an individual, that social media affects teenagers' mental health?
I do, absolutely. I think that social media gives teenagers a platform where they judge themselves against others, and they also have the courage to judge others far more harshly than they would actually in reality or face to face.
1 in 5 youth experience severe mental health issues.
These are a few ways that you can help relieve stress.
You could do art.
No. And you could do stuff with friends.
Or you could do sport.
Right, back to the studio.
Thank you, Isabella. Now a story on a dog detective who can sniff out cancer. Over to you.
Today we're going to talk about the dog who detected a woman's cancer.
This woman, at the age of 52, began to get the symptoms of ovarian cancer.
Her doctor dismissed her and said it was just a cyst. Her Siberian Husky then sniffed at her lower abdomen before running away.
Mrs. Herfel was then diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer.
In 2015 and 2016, Sierra hid again. It returned both times in different places now, first in her liver and then in her pelvic area.
Scientists have discovered that dogs may be more accurate than laboratories when trying to detect certain types.
We now go to interview Daisy, someone who herself has had a dad die of cancer.
I think it would make people feel less isolated and more safe and at home. It would help them. It would just help them.
Well, once you've got diagnosis out of the way, it's mainly dealing with treatment. So I didn't feel unwell from having cancer, but I did feel unwell sometimes from having the treatment. But it surprised me by being quite normal, actually. You get very used to going to the hospital. Sometimes I had 3 appointments a day. Sometimes I felt ill or sick. And sometimes I felt full of beans. And I think the main thing is because I knew I was going to be fully cured, it wasn't as difficult as perhaps it would have been otherwise. I think that would be a really strange thing. I mean, I think anything that helps prevention or cure or people finding cancers early, because that's usually the key thing with how you survive. It would be amazing.
Dogs continue to detect cancer all around the world, and we're hoping they'll help in the future.
I hope you all learned something today.
Back to the studio with Grace.
Fascinating. That's all from us today. Thank you and goodbye.